Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Yoga Essays for Self-Improvement, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are on the chapter in today's satsang on how to practice surrender to God. Human life abounds with various acts of surrender which are sustained by reason and conviction. A child learning to swim surrenders himself to his teacher and allows the teacher to take him to deeper waters. A hospital patient surrenders his body to a surgeon's knife in order to have a tumor removed. So, too, an aspirant must learn to surrender to a spiritual preceptor or guru in order to learn the art of swimming across the ocean of the world process, or surrender to the divine surgeon in Guru to be freed of the tumor of the ego sins. Personal effort to seek satsanga or good association and maintain a balanced pattern of life day by day should not be given up in the name of surrender to God. Nor should an aspirant allow the lamp of his reason to be extinguished in the name of divine surrender. If reason is cramped by surrender, the latter is erroneous. In the same manner, if reason obstructs one's movement in divine surrender, then it is faulty and unhealthy. So, very important, because many aspirants trip over these things and lose a lot of progress. Furthermore, if surrender is demanded by force, it is not the surrender of the mystics. Surrender to God is characterized by an increasing sense of freedom, love, and fullness of experience. It is a joyful journey. It can never be forced upon others. The following are the most important methods of achieving surrender to God. Number one is repetition of the divine name or japa. Adopt any name according to your faith and religion. You may adopt simply Om, Rama, Krishna, Jesus, or any mantra such as Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Aim Saraswatyai Namah, Om Dum Durgaya Namah, Om Shri Hanumate Namah, etc. Repeat the divine name or a mantra with deep feeling and devotion. Let the heart itself utter the name with feeling and melting love. Feel that you are with your divine God, with your Ishta Devata. Feel that feeling of melting into it. It is to be done with love and joy. Don't wrestle with spirituality. It is meant to be enjoyed like your favorite candy that you suck on. Seeking the health of body and mind, a psychophysical balance is important to lift the mind above the downward pull of egoism, selfishness, greed, and other vices. It is easy to get sucked into these things due to outwardly rajas. Rajas is activity. These actions quickly degrade us and bring us down from our spiritual rung. Therefore, an aspirant must take daily recourse to yoga exercises, sattvic diet, and the practice of concentration and meditation. Being guided by a spiritual preceptor is very important on this path. You need a guru, and the divine plan also take cares of it. If you are sincere, you will find the guru through God's grace. Learn the art of serving others. See God in them. Be an ideal karma yogi. Do not live for the intensification of selfishness and egoism, but live to offer your talents and energy for the upliftment of mankind around you. Serve with your hands, serve with your talents, any skill that you have, share freely with others. Make this world a better place. Ultimately, that's the only thing that counts. So, Karma Yoga is done with hands, Bhakti yoga is done with heart and devotion, and Jnana yoga is done with your wisdom and through your scriptures and knowledge that you share. So, everything contributes to your own overall well being, and when you are healthy, you also transmit those vibrations to others. Not confusing blind faith with the shining ideal of surrender to God. In this movement, blind faith is an obstacle. All the Upanishads and the yogic teachings and Vedantic teachings guide us to ask questions. In fact, Bhagavad Gita and most of the Upanishads and scriptures are full of questions from aspirants. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks countless questions from Lord Krishna to help us. We, the aspirants, are Arjuna. We get guided through those questions. So, therefore, it is encouraged to ask questions, but they should be asked with a sincere desire to learn, not to argue, not to disagree, or not to show your intellectual prowess. That is not the purpose. So, especially when you come to a guru, you should humbly bow down. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevayat. Bhagavad Gita clearly guides us that we should become like a log of wood, do dandavat shashtang pranams, prostrate to the Guru, and then seek sincere knowledge, not with arrogance, not with argumentative mode, but in order to grow, to learn. Because without Guru's grace, self realization is not possible. Growth on this path is not possible. You may become intellectually very smart. You may be able to read many books and many authors and compare them and also grow. You may impress a lot of people, but your own personal enlightenment will be missing. And that is the only thing that ultimately counts, the journey to God. So that is why in Sanatana Dharma, Guru is given the same importance as God. Guru Govind do khade kaki lagi hu paए, balihari Guru aapke Govind diyo milaye. Through Guru, God arrives. If Guru was not there, one would be lost in the quagmire of the world process into Rajas and Tamas. Guru is the one who pulls us out, and Guru is not different than God. We are all ultimately, it's all the same, one consciousness, and you yourself are also Anshavatara. You yourself are God, but you currently don't know it because you haven't reached that state. And once you do, you may say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. But in order to get there, we have to first experience that state of enlightenment or mukti. So, therefore, true faith must be developed, and reason must be transformed into intuition to bring about the cessation of the ego sense. Because unless that happens, we are still aspirants, we are still in the learning process. Therefore, humility, sincerity, self effort, faith is very much required. Finally, directing self effort towards the cultivation of the great virtues of non violence. They say, Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. Non violence is the highest dharma. Why? Because you treat everybody the same as you would like to be treated. We don't like to get hurt, don't hurt others. You, this is the divine law, do unto others as you want to be done unto you. So when you follow this at the lowest level, you start becoming, automatically you start becoming non-violent. You even pray for the little ants that come under your foot by mistake. So in other words, you have a compassionate soul. Truthfulness and brahmacharya, these qualities, truthfulness is called satyam. So, truth should always be spoken, but it should be pleasant and it should not hurt others. It should be done with love and with a genuine interest of sincerity. And brahmacharya is basically living in God. Brahman is God. Acharya means your daily life. So, but from a restricted viewpoint, it is considered as celibacy, controlling our sexual thoughts and our desire to indulge in lustful inclinations and actions. That is very important on this path of Brahma, because through this we convert our sexual energy into spiritual energy, and that energy gives us ojas, which is called radiance and glow, and slowly you start um, getting into the higher chakras, because the first three chakras in the Kundalini are Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. They are mainly for food and your basic survival needs and sexual needs and so on, which is where most of the world is. But once you rise higher, once you become a spiritual and aspirant with higher desires and goals, then you raise the energy to your heart center, which is the Anahata chakra, and there you start to um, shed away all these desires that are keeping us at the bodily level. So that is very, these are the important characteristics of a sincere aspirant. As the mind becomes free from impure thoughts, it increasingly flows towards God or the divine self. So the goal is to uncomplicate your life, make it as simple as possible, so you don't have too many distracting thoughts within. The stream of self effort joins with the Ganges of faith and devotion, and dancing with the breeze of divine surrender, it enters into the ocean of the divine self. So, how poetically put by Swamiji, that you merge into the ocean of consciousness or God, and that is that state of mukti, enlightenment. So, with this, we conclude our satsang for today, and tomorrow we will be getting to the closure of this book. We will be discussing the final chapter, which is wake up from the dream of the world process. So I hope you've enjoyed these profound essays that are so important to help people at all levels in all kinds of problems that we have brought up here. So Hari Om Tat Sat. I will see you in tomorrow's satsang.